You must be wondering, 1, why am I wearing a sweatshirt in the middle of April when it's basically still summer? And 2, why am I showing my face again? The thing is, today, I shall be talking to you, my little slenders. What was I in the year of our demise, 2013? Let me explain. The video I'm referencing is a video I made about YouTube ships. Ships, short for relationships, is one of the most common ways to interact with fandom culture or enter fandom spaces. When I was first joining the internet through YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, damn, my accounts are so old, I would find myself joining on this fad to the point where I made a video on it. I mean, what else would you expect from a 14-year-old child with unlimited access to the internet? Let's not dwell on that video anymore. As I was saying, definitions. Shipping is when you pair two characters from an intellectual property, or from multiple, whatever floats your boat, together in a type of relationship, whether that's sexual, romantic, or platonic in nature. It doesn't matter. Again, whatever floats your metaphorical boat down this river. Ships and shipping, despite the discourse that can and has happened, is a fundamental factor of fandoms and online spaces in general. That being said, I have a little announcement. I have re-entered a fandom space, if you couldn't tell. After 7 years of being on the outskirts and just enjoying from afar, when I got into Just Roll With It, I decided to return to the fandom space. I'm almost 25 now. I'm no longer that cringy 14-year-old. Somewhat. Fuck you. I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. So, I'm making this video. Ranking Just Roll With It ships. This is based on my personal opinion and nothing else. Here is the tier list that I have created. I got all these ship names from a specific Reddit post I will be putting in the description. 2, I made this list. And I made it, this will be available as soon as this video is up. Because it is easy to read. You see the names instead of pictures because I can't read pictures. Here's the list that I've created. At the top, real. This is for any canon relationships and things that are just so good that I want them to be real. Good. The good tier. Basically, it's a pretty good ship. I see it. I could dig it. But it's not like the perfect A tier. Or perfect S tier, you know what I mean? Mid, either or, I could see the appeal. Not my personal favorite, but I get you. Side eye. Need I say more? Just, no. And then the final one, funny name. Basically, ships I do not know about or care about, but their name is funny. And the people who make these names, I want to either meet in person and slap them as hard as I can, or give them a hug. So that being said, let's get into it. We're starting with the Riptide ships. First one, the very first ship probably out of any ship from Riptide, Fish and Chips, which is Chip and Gillian. I could see it. It's good. But is it good enough to be real? I don't think so. I see it more in a platonic nature, where they, like, queer platonic relationship, where they just, like, cuddle and be the other person's person. Be their person. That's really it. I don't see romantic attraction from either of them. No. I don't see that. That also might be because I am aroace. Who the fuck knows? So it goes in good. It's a good ship. Chip and Caspian, named Drunken Sailor. That's a good name. I see the appeal. I do like it. Again, not perfect. It's good. It goes in good. Ship X Eden, Mudfish. Most of these names are really, really good. I gotta admit. I see the appeal. I see where Chip is going. You know how when you're a kid and you have a crush on your babysitter? That's Mudfish. That's Chip to Eden. So it's mid. It's mid. Ship X Lizzie, Toddling Pirates. That's a good name. That's really funny. But also, side eye. Like I said, this is from a Reddit post. So Chip X Aslana. It doesn't have a name. Can we come up with a name? What's another fish? Barracuda. And I don't. The thing is, I thought Aslana was a child. I know ages from the Desire Isle arc are not like actually stated, but for some reason the context for Aslana I got was like a child, like at least I don't know 16, like way younger. Skeevy. I'm putting it in mid because I that's just a me thing. This is my opinion. Chip X Jazz. Now there is something else written on this Reddit post, but I saw a fanfic that said Trouble Theft. That is an A tier name. I have read all 8 fanfictions for this ship. I will admit, I've read all 8 of them to the point that I know that there are only 8 of them. I want this to be real. You could have had something. I've read all 8. They fill me with joy. Chip X Amanda Rin. Accidental Marriage. This is a good ass name. This is a really funny name. But no. I don't really care for it. It's a bit. It was a bit. Chip X Queen. Chiptune. Number 1. I love it. I love this idea. I kind of see that Grizzly was trying to push it. Just there trying to push it. I could see that. It gives me the vibes of the Adventure Zone Graduation, where Travis was just pushing a relationship on his brother. And it is weird because they're brothers. That's the vibe I get, at least. It's a push. But I like it. I like the push. I want it to be real. Chip X Gillian X Queen. C#. That is a real fucking name. That is a good ass name. Plus it's a pun. It's a portmanteau. Is it a portmanteau? What is the definition of portmanteau? Okay, Google. Define portmanteau.
Here's the definition of portmanteau. A large trunk or suitcase, typically made of stiff leather and opening into 2 equal parts.
That is not what a portmanteau is. Okay. C# is just good. It's good. I see it. I can see it. It's funny name. Chip X Queen X Igneous. Pop Rocks. People who comes up with these names? They're too good. I'm not there for it. I could see it. It's a funny name. Chip X Igneous. Rock Bottom. That hits too hard. I feel like that name hits too hard. Oh, that's also funny in a different way. We're not gonna get into that. It's mid. I'm gonna say it's mid. It's not my favorite, but I could see the appeal for other people. Chip X La Alma. Catnip. That's a really funny name. People who make up ship names are too good. They're too good. I'm putting it under funny name. Chip X Eurydi. Trial by Fire. That's funny, but also I completely forgot who Eurydi was. It's going under funny name. Chip X Enza. HOA. These are so good names. It's so funny. Oh my god. When I was reading this list, I just kept cracking up because of how many funny names there are. And I'm like, these names are either too good or too funny. How am I going to rank all these? I'm putting this under funny name. Chip X Maria. Caged Phoenix. That's a good name. I will admit, that is a good name. Mid. Chip X Niklaus. Fool's Gold or Bargaining Chip. I need to meet the people who came up with these names, like, right now. I need to embrace them. I need to be in an embrace with them, because I need to, like, congratulate them. Because these names are ingenious. This is also going under mid, because actually, no, it goes under side-eye. That's what I feel. Chip X Doppelgilly. Chips and fish. That's funny. But no. That's a just no. Chip X Niklas X Gillian. Manlet. Man-whore. Man-slayer. I can't deal with so many people funnier than me. I can't deal with the people funnier than me. Manlet. Man-whore. Man-slayer. That's the same as Gaslight Gatekeep Girl Boss. It's a funny name. It goes under funny name. Chip X Rebecca. I think I saved this file under Sweet Summer Child. I put Sweethearts. Yo, that would be a good name, Sweethearts. I want this to be real. The one woman that Chip actually, like, formed a connection with and then died immediately. That I want to be real. Chip XJ, Mockingjay. If you ship this anything other than siblings, no. I see you. No. JX Lizzie, Pistol Whip. This is a good name because Jay has a pistol, Lizzie has a whip, and Pistol Whip is when he hits someone with a gun. It's good. It's a good name. Who could say any otherwise? But now with new information, I cannot ship this. It was good while it lasted. Should I add another line that said good while it lasted? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Good while it lasted. Pistol. JX Eden. She sells seashells by the seashore. Seashells. It's another pun. It's a pun. It's a pun. It's a nice thought. I'll put it in mid. I could see it. I could see where people are going. JX Enza. Women in STEM. There's gotta be a better name. This name is funny, but there's gotta be a better name. Jay and Enza, I feel like, are going to be a thing. They're on their enemies to lovers. Enemies, wink wink, to friends, to lovers? Question mark. That's how that ship is going. I feel that's how that relationship is going. It's good. I want it to be real. I do. I honestly do want it to be real. That would be a real one. Condi would be a real one for doing it. JX Kira Alicorn. This was real. You tell me that they did not kiss each other when they were children. You know how you flirt with your friends? That's the entirety of Prime Defenders. Flirting with your friends and it not being weird. Actually, just flirting with your friends. That's what D&D is. This is real. This is real to heart. JX Anastasia. Bloodshot. This, honestly, it's good. It is good. I want it to be real. It could have been real. 5 more seconds if you left Jay and Anastasia alone, I feel like it would have been real. Just like 5 more seconds. Jay x Anastasia x Eden Bloodbath. Where do you come from? Who are you? Who's this one person on like a solo island listening to just roll with it, like in the fucking South Pacific, being like, yes, 3 women that have never met except for once. I feel it. I love it. Yes, please. I get you, but no. I'm gonna put it under funny name. I don't care for it. JX Gillian, Navy SEAL. At some point, I could see this as also queer platonic, honestly. They're less of a sibling nature. I feel like in not conjunction, adjacent to Mockingjay or Chip and Jay, they're less of a sibling dynamic and more of a best friend dynamic. Like they're the type of people who are just like, they're wingmen. They're wingmen. They would wingmen. What is the plural sense of wingman? Wingmanning? I don't know. I'll put it in mid. Gillian X Caspian, Swordfish. Yo, you might hate me for this. I want this. I want this to happen. I feel like out of everybody, it would. But the problem is, new information. It was good while it lasted, fuckers. Gillian X John, Hammerhead. I love that these are mainly based off of sharks. They're good. They're fun. I love it. This is more of this Hammerhead is like gym bros. But they would go out to the gym together for their own mental stability. They're gym bros. So I'm putting this under mid. Gillian X Resillion. This is just a really good name. I think it was funny. I re-listened to Riptide. I do not remember what I did not pick up on what led to this. What led to the awkward flirting that happened in the post office. I don't remember what occurred. All I remember was Gillian going, "What is your name?" "Riz." "What is your last name?" "Riz." Oh. That's all I remember happening ever. It's a funny name though. Gillian X as Lana, Fish Royals. That's a good ass name. I see this as babysitter again. Because Aslana is younger. From context clues, Aslana is younger than Gillian, so I feel like this is a babysitter situation. Whereas Lana is just like, "Hello, taller child. You are pretty. I love you." That kind of deal. Gillian X Clorton. Goldfish or dragonfish. I just like the funny puns. Who am I to say no to a pun? They're good. It's a funny name. It's going under funny name. Gillian X Earl. Water fruit. This is funny in multiple ways. Fruits. I'm gonna put side eye because I'm like, do you really? Gillian X Queen. Sea shanty or sea bunny. I love puns. Let me set it straight. I do love a good pun. My entire brand is based off of a pun. It's good. It's good. It's an idea. It's a good idea. Gillian X Niklaus. Deal breaker. I hate it. I growl. Grr. I hate the name. Because Gillian is not an Oathbreaker paladin. He is a paladin of an oath. No. Queen X LA's Hammer to Fall. We just waiting for the hammer to fall. Yeah. That's funny. It's good. It's good. Dre X Finn. Water gun. Please, no. No, thank you. I'm gonna put this under mid, though. Dre X Finn X Earl. Old man Yowie. I hate everybody. I hate all of you. I hate every single one of you. Here's the worst one of them all. Destiny's Blade X Wicked Sword. Sword Yowie. Or Sword Vor Yowie. No. I put a flag on the play. Red flag on the play. You're all kicked out of the stadium. You're all getting 2-minute fucking bunker box. No. Lizzie X Ava. Waning Crescent. You make me sad. Real. Rosewater. You just want people to hurt, don't you? I'm going to say it's mid. It is mid. Now we're on to PD. Prime Defenders. William X Vincent. Ghost Knife. Honestly, I'm doing my re-listen right now of Prime Defenders. And like the first 5 episodes, all William does is be flustered by other people. That's it. That's his entire character for the first 5 episodes, is that he's flustered by every living organism in front of him. He is a bisexual disaster, and he reminds me of me in 11th grade, and it sucks. I don't like it. I don't like being called out so viciously. Charlie Slimesicle, please stop. It's good. I don't like it. I honestly could care less. But I'll put it in good because it is good and can work. William X Dakota, Blue Raspberry, or Ghost Kicks. I like that name better, honestly, because kicking. I did karate for a few years. Hi-ya. I also did dance for a decade. Hi-ya. Blue Raspberry is such a good ship. I do want it to be real. I feel like at one point they did. At one point, definitely. Dakota's autistic. He cannot categorize emotions like that, to be fair. I see it in myself. I see it projection. William X Ash. Haunted House. Honestly, I'm more of a fan of Poly PD. I'll say it now. It's coming up later. I'm more of a fan of Poly PD. I feel like they could all just be in a cuddle puddle. That's it. No kissing, just hugs. No kiss. No need to kiss. Just hug puddle. A huggle. A huddle. That's what a huddle is. A hug puddle is a huddle. Is good. William X Summer. Sunshade. That's just a nice. This is too nice. I feel like this is too nice. Too much of a good thing can lead people astray. So I'm gonna put this in mid. It's an idea. I could see William X. Doug Soulfire. I saw it. It's good while it lasted. I feel like no. I'm gonna put no. I don't see it, honestly. Actually, I'll put it under side eye. No, side eye has too much. I'll put it under mid. It's mid. William X. Cantrip, Spare the Dying, pinnacle of funny names incorporated. I love this name because Spare the Dying is a cantrip in regular Dungeons and Dragons. Spare the Dying is such a funny name. It is such a funny name. And the fucking meaning behind it is so hardening. Dakota X, William X, Vincent, and also Ash sometimes, but that's not listed in this, so I'm gonna say it now. Poly PD. Out of any, I want this to be real. It could work. It's real to me. Dakota X Ash, Demon Kicks. I like it. Honestly, the first introduction to Ash, I thought that was the direction. I'll put it under real. I wanted it to be real. Dakota X Vincent, Space Jam. I want to meet whatever fucker made this name. You win my heart. It's so good. I'm going to put it under mid, though. Dakota X Summer, Wildflower. Now we're getting into the really, really fun names, and the really, really nice names, and the really, really cute names for ships. And I want to, like, rip my heart out and throw it at a wall and watch it just slide down like a sponge. Mid. Cantrip X Summer, Sun Trip. That's just combining two names into one. Mid. Summer X Doug, Sunburn. That has some extra meaning. Ha 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 ha. Mid Hammer. Tide X Wavelength, Tidal Wave. That's such a good name. I'm gonna put it under good. I like it. I like the idea. I could see people. I could see it. Tide X Wavelength X LaFrog, Poly Pond. I saw the fucking wave of Frog Wave. I saw it happen in real time. But that doesn't mean I hate it any less. Honestly, I'm on the boat where I think it's really funny, even though it wouldn't work. I think it would be really funny if Mark and Tide just did not know who the fuck Le Frog was. They're just like, you're fighting a frog man? And they both just think that it is a shared hallucination with the four of them. That being said, side eye. LaFrog X Wavelength, French Revolution or Frog Wave. I'm on that French Revolution hype. I feel like French Revolution should have won because it's really, really funny. I also inputted my own, which was Sonic Villains. Is funny. It is good. I'm putting it under. No, it's a funny name. It's funny name. LaFrog X Pencil Man, Doodle Drum. This is such a good name. It's so funny. I'm putting it under funny names because it's a funny name. LaFrog X Officer Frank, Cops and Froggers. Who came up with this name? I need to meet you and punch you in the face and then give you a big old kiss on the cheek because that's a funny ass name. I'm putting it under real. It's such a good thought. I think it's funny. Okay, now we're on Apotheosis. Angel Stone. Everyone loves Angel Stone. Rumi and Peter. That's just real. I'm putting it at the front. That's just real, baby. They're married. IRL. Rumi X Thanatos. Decide or Deus Machina. And decide is bad. That's not a name. That's just a noun. But Deus Machina, funny name. It's a funny name. Peter X Thanatos, tech support. That's ingenious. Especially that one scene in Apotheosis. If you know, you know. It's under funny names incorporated. Then Rumi X Exandroth, Eldritch Strings. That's a good ass name, but also you're evil. That's a no from me, chef. Now we're on the suckening. Measle X Soda, Fizz Fangs. That's real. I will tell you why. Measle X Gabriel. Toxic Fangs. That's a funny name. That really is. Especially that one scene in that one episode. If you know, you know. Wink, wink. It's good. It's good. Is it mid? It's mid. Measle X Soda X Gabriel. Toxic Waste. There's a candy called Toxic Waste. That's the only reason why I added it, because I think it's funny. It's a funny name. Shiloh X Grefgore. Armored Pheasant. That's such a good name. It's evil what happens, but it's such a good name. I want it to be real. Shiloh gets the world. I want Shiloh to have the world. Arthur X Deacon. Vam Pistol or Goth Gun. Those are so good names. It's real to heart. It's real. At one point, if you think about it, it was real. But don't think too hard. Blood in the Bayou. Kian X Rand X Roland. Nightmare Blunt Rotation. That's just real. Not even in a shipping way. They are a nightmare blunt rotation. Like, I would be a nightmare in a blunt rotation. I'm putting that under real. Everyone's favorite from Convergence. Remember Convergence? Casper X Strangle Macaque. Krangle. Real in my heart. And I feel like it's real in your heart as well. That is my tier list. Damn. That was shit.